We are about to enter the first major Iran-Turan battle, waged by Afrasiyab, the ferocious Prince of Turan, against Nowzar, the inexperienced King of Iran. At this moment, Afrasiyab has gathered a massive army, over 400,000 warriors, drawn from lands as far away as China. They've assembled near Dehestan in northern Iran, close to present-day Azerbaijan. This is where the battle will unfold. King Nowzar's army, by comparison, numbers around 140,000. Already outmanned by nearly 3-1. When Afrasiyab sees the Iranians' numbers, he writes a letter to his father, Pashang, the king of Turan. "Gracious father," he writes, "our fortunes have never looked better. Sam, the only general I feared in King Nowzar's army, is dead. Nowzar's army is far smaller than ours. Zal is distracted in Zabolestan. I've sent our general, Shamasas, to ambush Zabolestan with 30,000 men, and he is already sitting on Zal's throne as we speak. The chance to invade Iran this easily won't come again. We march on Iran now." Afrasiyab sends the letter by camel to his father, and the battle begins as the two armies meet in formation on the front lines of Dehestan. But before that first clash begins, we need to pause, because this battlefield is filled with names and stories that go back a few episodes. First, if you recall, during the battle between Manucher, Salm, and Tur, there was a core group of generals who helped Manucher in that fight. Among those leaders were two who return here. Qaran, the son of Qobad the blacksmith and a fierce fighter, and Qobad, his comrade in arms and a seasoned warrior. These two are like brothers, having fought side by side for generations. Second, Rostam is notably absent from this battle, which suggests that, like Zal, he is preoccupied with the funeral arrangements for Sam and unable to take part in the fighting. This effectively leaves Qaran and Qobad as the only experienced leaders remaining. So now, back to the story. With the two armies facing off, the battle begins when a Turanian warrior named Barman steps out alone to test the Iranian lines. Barman returns to the Turanian side and impatiently demands to know, "Why aren't we attacking yet, Your Majesty? I'm ready to crush those Iranians myself if you'll let me." But before Afrasiyab can give the order, one of his more cautious generals advises against sending Barman alone to fight, warning that losing him so early could damage the army's morale. Afrasiyab, however, angrily disregards the warning and eggs Barman on. "Put on your armor and prepare for battle, Barman. Fight and destroy their best men." Barman of Turan suits up and rides out toward the Iranian army, beginning his taunt. "Is there anyone in the weak King Nowzar's army who dares to fight me?" Leading the Iranian side, Qaran assesses the threat and looks around for a volunteer to face Barman in a duel. But to his disappointment, none of the younger soldiers step forward. In the absence of anyone else, the older warrior, Qobad, steps forward to volunteer. But Qaran, knowing the age and condition of his friend and brother-in-arms, protests. "Qobad, you are too old to face a warrior as young and fierce as Barman. You are revered among us, and if your white hair should be stained with blood, it will shatter the spirit of the army." And Qobad replies, "My brother, heaven has already given me enough. Know this, the body is meant to die. My head and neck were made to wear a helmet. My heart has suffered since the time of the blessed Manucher until now. No human enters heaven alive. Man is always prey to death. Some die on the battlefield by the sword, their bodies torn by vultures and lions. Others die peacefully in their beds. There's no escaping it. We all must go. If I leave this world, my strong and healthy brother will be safe. Let me become a royal tomb in your care. Anoint my head with musk, rosewater, and camphor, and lay my body in its eternal resting place. Do this, live your life in peace, and trust in God. Turan and Qobad, who had fought side by side for generations, take in each other's presence for what might be the last time. Then, with loyal fervor and pride, Qobad mounts his horse and rides out, charging like an elephant straight at the enemy Barman. Barman meets him and begins to taunt the old Iranian warrior. Fate has delivered your head to me. You should have stayed back. Time would have taken your life anyway. And Qobad answers the Turanian warrior the same way he answered Turan. Heaven gave me my share long ago. He whose time has come must die wherever he is. Death's hour is never the wrong time. And thus the first duel begins. Qobad fighting for Iran and Barman for Turan. They fight from the early hours of the morning through the day, with Turan and the Iranian army watching anxiously. By nightfall, Qobad is exhausted, unable to deflect Barman's blows any longer. Seeing him weaken, Barman hurls his spear, striking Qobad right in the hip. Qobad, the old lion-hearted warrior, falls to the ground dead. He becomes the first great casualty of the Turanian invasion of Iran. Turan and the Iranian army look on in devastation as Barman cries out in triumph, sending the Turanian army into cheers. He returns to Prince Afrasiyab, who rewards him generously. With Qobad now joining Sam in death, and Zal and Rostam out of commission, the responsibility of leading the Iranian army falls squarely on Turan's shoulders. The son of Qobad the blacksmith now stands as the last line of defense between Afrasiyab and King Nowzar himself. If this were a chessboard, the Turanians would have Iran in check. The next move by Turan will decide everything, and we'll find out what that is in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to share it or leave a review. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more Shahnameh quests.